All right, so this is my name is Bojan. Today is March 9th, 2022. This is the Nailing FX and Crypto session here on FX Street. The disclaimer is there for your use and your protection that this is for educational and instructional purposes only. There are no guarantees made. This is just a method of trading and analyzing the markets that I'll be demonstrating. If it's something that you are finding enticing or that you're finding approachable, that's something you could definitely sign up for and do by yourself. This is by no means an overly complex system of trading. I'll be go ahead and I'll be showing it how we go about it, and then we'll be up to you if you want to reach out or perhaps sign up with any of the software that we offer. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the platform that we'll be using for this session for today. This is TradingView. TradingView, especially when it comes to forex trading, is kind of the choice platform when it comes to just charting out everything that's going on. Just a nice, clean, web-based platform. Of course, we also have the free real-time data for paper trading it. And then, of course, if you are doing this live, for example, if you are a trader who's been established already and been trading live for some time, then perhaps you're doing your analysis on TradingView, but executing on MT4 and so on. That's something I would definitely recommend and that I do myself as well. Just out of curiosity, so I know what kind of a crowd we have today, so I know what speed to go at. Can you please type in the chat, just type a 1 if you've been here before, if you're familiar with the software. Type a 2 if you're new and you haven't seen this before. I'd appreciate it if we can do that, okay? Oliver, thank you. So you've been here before, got it. I'll give you guys a few minutes. I know sometimes it can seem a little delayed depending on where you are in the world, but I think with WebEx the delay should be fairly short. So I'll be going ahead and get started. So what is it that we do here? What kind of an approach do we take when it comes to trading the markets? I like to think of it as a very objective approach, as a very numbers-oriented approach rather than, what is it that we're feeling like the market's going to be doing, right? What you feel and what I feel could be complete differences, a complete contrast to each other. Whereas when you utilize things that are giving you direction, things that are, indicators that are giving you an objective approach to every one of these instruments, I think in my personal opinion, have found that you're better off. So let's go ahead and do that exactly. I'm going to be showcasing the method that I utilize myself, as well as fellow traders that I know of. So the first thing that we're going to focus on is this screen right here. As you see, this is the daily time frame on the dollar-yen forex pair. What we're looking for is for directionality on this pattern and also our final targets and approximate entry points. And I do say approximate because we are dealing with moving averages. So let's go one by one. The first thing that we see down here is the auto climate down below. The auto climate is, you can think of it as a trend, but with a little bit more information than the usual, trend is up or trend is down type of situation. The auto climate gives you directionality with the market. So it tells you whether you should be looking for long opportunities, short opportunities, or to look opportunities elsewhere. And that's okay, right? Not trading is a form of trading. That means you're just in a cash position. Anybody that tells you otherwise, anybody that tells you that you just have to be fully exposed to the markets all the time to make money, it is incorrect. Obviously, you have to go into the markets to make some money, but you also should be going into the markets when the conditions of your trade plan are met. Because if you're just going in the market just because you want to go in, then you're exposing yourself to potential losses that could have been prevented. So, as I said, auto climate gives us directionality. As of right now, on the on the dollar yen pair on the daily climate, we do not have directionality. So what should we do? Well, we can just go down to a 4-hour chart and see if the directionality is better. Down here now, we see that this is currently on the 13th 4-hour candle out of typically 8. Right, so that's, that is more than what this typically goes up for, meaning we're late to the party. We should not be looking to get in on this. Let's take a look at the hourly. Here we go. For the hourly, we are, in the beginnings of a down climate. So we may have an opportunity to short this. Now, before we, get carried away and just start clicking buttons, we need to analyze it and answer a couple of questions, right? So the first question is, where are we getting in at, right? Because we have the permission, the directionality to go short, but where do we go short? How do we do our entries? What do we do to get on the right side of this? And I'm just going to demonstrate that really quickly right now. So on this same exact chart on the hourly time frame, we're going to look to this blue value here, the 115.814. That value represents the 9 exponential moving average. That's this line right here. The 9 exponential moving average is a very common moving average that can be found on just about every system out there that you could trade with. If they don't have moving averages, then, they don't have a lot of stuff. Let's put it that way. The first thing that we're going to look at right now is the fact that, are we trading below or above that moving average? And right now, as we see, we are trading below it. So this trade could potentially qualify for an entry, even though right now this is already kind of happening and moving in the direction that it was expected to. So where do we enter? We need to answer that question. And where do we exit? Okay, so we enter at or about the 9 exponential moving average from this right-hand side chart, which is this 115.813. But on this left-hand chart, which is on the 8-minute, which corresponds to the hourly, as you see here, the 8-minute corresponds with the hourly, the 21-minute with the 4-hour, and the 55-minute with the daily. We want to get in on this movement when our software says it's time to do so. And the way we do that is by looking at this left-hand chart and looking at these UFOs, these unfilled orders. And we're trying to see if they overlap with the 9 moving average from this chart here, the 115.813. And obviously there is a UFO right here. This UFO does, in fact, overlap, right? 813 is within this UFO here. So let me just unlock that because I don't need to stay in drawing mode. So this UFO right here corresponds with that moving average. So that means we do have a potential entry. So how do we set that up? Well, it's very simple. We go to the trade manager here. We do sell. This is at 115.813. I typically round it down, so 81. Right? We're going to do a take profit and a stop loss. The stop loss needs to be placed in the white space, and because we're going short, above the UFO. Right now, we see that this UFO ends at 115.861. So 115.861. Now, because Forex is decentralized, not every broker, not every platform is going to have the same exact pip value. Right, they're going to move in the same direction, but the movement is not going to be exact like in futures, which is a centralized product. So in a way to kind of prevent getting wicked out or getting stopped out of trades that we may be right on, what we do is we essentially round it up here at 87 for the stop. So that's 6 pips. I'm sorry, 6 pips. 6 pips. And we need to make sure that this is in fact within the, and then we also add 5 more pips, which is 92. All right, so is 92 in the white space? And right now we see that 92 is in fact within this UFO here. 92 is right there. So what that means is we need to incorporate this UFO also in our setup as well. So that means we are still going to be getting in right here, 115.81. However, we're going to be getting out at, we do 942, round it up to 95, add another 5 pips. So that's, wait, 92, 95, add another 5 pips, and we're looking at 0016 here. So that's a 19 pip stop. Okay, even though we're just a few minutes short from the actual party here, which is okay. This is still a valid trade, but obviously the move is kind of happening without us being on board it, which is fine. It's not the best, but it's still a trade that would work. Well, that's good for the day, is fine for this one. All right, now, so that's our first leg of the trade, right? We're, as you see, we're pretty much, we've already blown past T1 because we were just a few short seconds late, I would say. But that's okay. There's always the next one, right? There's no reason to be chasing. There's no reason to be getting anxious because we missed out on it. There's always going to be another trade. The next thing is that, obviously this is a one-to-one trade, right? We're not in this business to make one-to-one trades. That's, going to be difficult to be profitable if we're just doing one-to-one trades. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to set up the second leg of our trade. So the way we do that is we, again, same entry price, 115.81. Stop loss remains the same, 19 pips. But for the final target, we're going to go back to this higher time frame chart, the hourly, and look at the first opposing UFO color, right? We got in on a red, so an opposing color would be the green or the olive color. Well, the first opposing UFO is this one, 115, 141. And I'm just going to round this up to 115.15. Okay? And that's our trade setup right there. All right, so basically, we are utilizing essentially 3 instruments. It's the auto UFOs, the auto climate, and a 9 exponential moving average on 2 different charts, on 2 different time frames. Are there any questions up to this point for, I understand, that there's some folks who've already seen this before, but there are some folks that may be seeing this for the first time, and I just want to make sure that I answer any questions that anybody has before we continue forward. Because after this point, essentially, what we're doing is we're just looking for opportunities that we can execute, and preferably we would be looking for opportunities that are not going to be coinciding with one another. Okay, so that's the key thing here, is we're looking for things that are not going to be going in the same direction, so we're double exposed to basically the same movement. All right. I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes. Let me know if there's any questions. Let me know if there's any comments. And we'll get going with a few more trades here. Yeah, take a sip of water here. Okay, looks like we're looking good. Let's go ahead and get some more trades in. Let's, this time around, if you don't mind, there's a lot of movement happening in crypto as we speak. I want to just take a look and see what's going on. if there's by any chance any opportunity to jump on. So looking at Bitcoin first, obviously a massive move happening overnight. Okay, daily is still down climate, approaching a daily sell UFO. So perhaps we should skip on crypto for today, just because once it gets to these daily UFOs, we do see a reaction off of it. We could potentially get in on a shorter term trade. However, we should not be expecting to swing for the fences on it. Right now, Bitcoin is just overextended the 15th hourly up out of typically 5. So 3 times the amount that it goes up for. Same thing with Ethereum. Okay, unconfirmed on Sol. XRP, same thing. Cardano, unconfirmed. Interesting. Okay, Axie is the same, unconfirmed or overextended on Litecoin. BNB, overextended as well. Mana, unconfirmed. Sand, also unconfirmed. Axie on the, well, why do I have it twice? Oh, okay, never mind. I know why. Okay, here we go. So this is the first one that's confirmed on the hourly, AVAX. 78.10 on the hourly here. We don't have any UFOs nearby. That's rather unfortunate to basically take this trade. Okay. I thought we might be close to something, but we're not. Luna, overextended. Link, overextended. Die. Whoa. A lot of movement back and forth, but I think this is just stable coin at this point. And these are just really overextended. Here we go. Third one. Okay, so Zcash, third one out of typically 6, as we see here. Current is 3 out of typically 5.07. You might say, hey, but 5.07 is closer to 5 than 6. Well, you are right. 5.07 is closer than 6 to 5 than to 6. However, when it comes to climates, even if it's 5.01, we should give it a rounding up to 6, because we want the climate to have as much time to work, because we don't want to jump out of a move that might be happening right at the end of the climate and we'll miss out on it. So let's see if we have a potential trade here. So the moving average is at 141.78. We do have a UFO at 142.75 to 141 even. So that's going to be the UFO right there that we can get in on Zcash. So let's go ahead and set it up. So we're going to be buying. The buy price is 142.75. The take profit and stop loss we're going to determine right now. So 141 even is the stop. I typically like to give it about 20 cents. So we'll go at 140.8. All right. Same thing for T1 there. Risking 150 bucks. Let's go ahead and buy that. Okay, that's our entry. Now for the final exit, we're going to be doing the same thing that we did before, which is 142.75 is the entry. Stop loss remains the same. Final target will be 147.63. All right, and we're going to go ahead and click buy on that as well.